He's ridiculous. I thought the defense, guys, as a whole was just impressive. I mean, and that's the thing I want to give credit to. I know the day, and this is what I didn't want to happen. I know we're an hour and roughly hour and 23 in. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. But I didn't want to disregard how well the defense played and how well of a game Aaron Glenn did call. Like, I know Terran Arnold, the first drive, had that big PI, and they and Aidan saved him with a forced fumble, and they recovered it. But Aaron Glenn, dude, like this defense, I mean, when you look at how they've been playing, I mean, and you mentioned it, Klotz, in your opening take, Baker had like a $189. Like, I know he it's like you would have thought he threw for a lot more yards. Defense, I mean, they've been really good. And then the game plan against Stafford, like he had 50 whatever pass attempts, but they still found a way to be efficient in the red zone. They picked them off. Some would say it's because their jerseys were the same color as the end zone, but they picked them off. The defense looked very good, and they have a rookie corner. And they didn't even have DJ Reader. They just got him, and look at how Hutch looked. Like, and he only played like 30 plays. Guys, I thought the defense is something we should all be excited to cover, and all Lions fans should be excited to watch. This defense is starting to come together, and Terran Arnold is only going to get better. Oh, and by the way, they don't even have Iffy Melifonwu yet. And let me remind you how well he played to end the year last year. Like, that dude's a good player too, and they're getting him back. So think about who's coming. Marcus Davenport didn't play. He looked pretty good in week 1. So they still are kind of gelling and figuring it out. The secondary's still kind of figuring out how to have this cohesiveness and play together. But, boys, what a start for the defense, man. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that and give Aaron Glenn credit today. I know we talked a lot about who's to blame, but the positive, that fucking defense. Amazing.
Yeah, it's finally like Aaron Glenn has some tools to cook with, and he's holding a NFC team that's probably going to be a top 4 seed in the playoffs to 20 points. And you look at how that defense did just completely overwhelm Baker Mayfield, especially with Aidan Hutchinson, Brian Branch having an interception. Outside of Chris Godwin, there was no Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense, and that's how you beat these type of teams. Normally, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are going off, just like how Jamison Williams and Amon-Ra both had very good games yesterday. So if this defense is able to step up, I mean, just look at the difference from last year to this year, especially in the playoff games. Like, Mike Evans was neutralized this year. Terrion Arnold only getting better. I loved how he was going out there. He was clubbed up, and that's going to help him not get PI calls. So that's kind of an advantage with him clubbed up there. Obviously, he's not going to be getting interceptions, but you'll limit the holding calls. You look even guys like Derek Barnes, like on that last offensive drive with Baker Mayfield, it was 3rd and 6, whatever it was. They do the play action, but Derek Barnes stays disciplined, and he swats on the slant that they're trying to get Mike Evans to ice the game. That then gives the Lions offense another chance to get the ball down the field in good field position, and they can't do it because of poor clock management. So when you just look at this defense as a whole, it's giving you an opportunity to win instead of an opportunity to kind of hold the game off. So this defense is going to be creating plays. That's why watching this offense and with how Ben Johnson was calling yesterday, it was so frustrating because they were playing from behind, but they're only behind by a touchdown. They weren't down by 2 scores, 3 scores. They have to help this defense out more when it's playing this type of way, especially when Aaron Glenn has been getting all the heat that he has lately, because in my opinion, he's been doing an excellent job with this defense. I know people were concerned last week against the Rams, and that was kind of like week 1, you shake off the rust. Week 2, this defense came out ready to play, and they showed it. And I think there were more physical defense between the two, but the offense is just where it was different. I think play calling just schemed away what the Lions were doing defensively.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, guys, the Lions defense holding teams to 21 points a game in the first 2. I just want to look real quick. Last year, like that would have been top 10 in the NFL. And I know it's only 2 weeks, so it's a small sample size. But if you hold a team to 20 points, 21 points in a game, like that's good, especially if you're projected to have a top 5 offense and score 28 points per game, 29 points per game. You should be able to win almost every game. So, like, I think AG deserves a lot of credit. Dan said it too in the post press conference, and he said it today. Like, what AG has done, and obviously you do have that secondary. It's going to have some road bumps because you have a rookie corner and you have Carlton Davis, who, you know, it's a new team, a new system, and everything's kind of new to him. So you're going to have those bumps. But like we saw last night, guys, like this is actually one of the best defensive lines in the NFL. Like they didn't even have Marcus Davenport. And I know there's some injuries on the offensive line, but like I would take this defensive line up against any O-line in the NFL and think that they're going to go out there and you're expecting them to dominate, not only in the pass rush, but also in the run game. And it's one of the best run defenses in the NFL. And you have those linebackers with Anzo and Jack Campbell, and then Derek Barnes has been really good, and Rodrigo stepped up, Brian Branch and Kirby. Like, guys, like this is a legit defense. And if this offense can get this thing going, that's why I said this team is literally one simple fix of figuring it out in the red zone and figuring out how to finish in the red zone away from being probably the best team in all of football, because you have a good defense now and you have a potential best offense in the NFL. And then your special teams is really good as well. So like you have all three phases at the highest level. So I love the defense. And like DJ Reader, the first sack Aidan Hutchinson had, I went back and watched it. I don't know if DJ Reader was in for the other four, but the very first one he had, when I watched it, DJ Reader's getting double teamed and you have Hutch one-on-one. And Hutch just goes and makes a play. Like that right there, instantly, You're like, there's impact. I think DJ Reader, I can't remember the exact amount. I think it might have been like 24 snaps or 25 snaps he played. Like it was not significant at all. He like barely played. It might have even been less than that. So like he didn't really get in a lot, and he was just kind of rotating in. But like just went like, at least one of those sacks that DJ Reader's getting double team and Hutch is one-on-one. If that happens once a game with DJ Reader and Hutch gets one sack, that's big time. And that's not like elite. I don't know how I haven't talked about him yet. Levi O. He's been one of the best players on defense in general. As crazy as that is.
Hey, I'll say this, and I hate saying this. I do. But he's looked better than Lee McNeil.
He has.
Every sack, he is right there.
He's looked better than Lee McNeil. One of those sacks, he was right there with Hutch. Like, he was right there.
Like three of them.
Yeah, because he had half a sack, but he could have had a sack and a half.
They probably could have called three of those sacks a half with Levi O, because Levi O was constantly getting to Baker. Constantly.
I hate saying that, and I will bring up, like, now that we got the positive, at least some of the guys like Aleem McNeil. I don't know what's going on. Like I don't. And I brought up the interior offensive line, and I know the shout out to JT Olson, Bucs fan watches. He would even agree. Like the interior offensive line was a little concerning for the Buccaneers, and I know DJ Reader and Aleem kind of pushed the pocket, and Hutch cleaned up some plays, which honestly might be something new for Hutch because he's actually cleaning up plays. It doesn't have to. It's not like all on Hutch to make something happen. Like he's kind of getting a chance to just, hey, Baker runs through, just get him down. But Lee McNeil, from what I've seen, I don't know. Maybe I missed some. I don't feel like I've gotten exactly what I expected.
I'll watch disappointing.
Yeah,
I'll say this: I did go back and watch some of Lee McNeil still dominating. He's just not getting the stats. I don't know if I'd say
dominating though. Dominating,
dude. I saw a couple plays where Aleem McNeil just opens everything up. Like just push. He's getting double teamed sometimes as well. I saw a couple plays where he got double teamed and he blew the two guys up. Pause. But he absolutely blew him up. And Hutch is like, I do think there's a sense to where maybe we were thinking Aleem was going to have this bigger role because DJ Reader and Hutch, but more so it's like he is also going to open up things for guys like Levi and Hutch, if that makes sense.